sister, now we're living together. We're roommates in law.
Boom. Doom. And then how they do it at the end sometimes. Boom.
Hey, is that like a Oh yeah, ours has a guitar thing. I think it's like bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Originally it was a key slide.
I like the guitar.
That was in
a
the
little bit
version
better.
that I recorded, and then we sent it to our friend Tom McGovern, and he made it so much better.
Yeah, and then we sent it to an actual musician.
And he was like, "I see what you were trying to do here." Like that's
He's like,
basically.
oh, but you used the wrong instrument.
I go, dude, and I like did guitar and stuff too, just like with a keyboard plugged into my computer.
Right.
And I was like, if you want to re-record any of the instruments, go for it. And I don't think he used one thing from my version.
Well, I mean, of course not, because he's like, I can make that sound better. Yeah. And then he listens to the other one. He's like, I can also do that one better.
He's like, you were playing electric guitar on a 12-key keyboard. I could just rip an electric guitar in my professional grade studio.
Yeah, I don't think I heard the early version, but
No, I think only my little sister and Tom McGovern heard it.
late version sounded pretty solid.
Yeah.
I thought you made that. I was like, that's pretty good, Tom. Because you said he mastered it, and I didn't really know what that meant. So I was like, oh, so I love
created it. I think I was feeling cocky because I was like, damn, I kind of wrote this song in like an hour.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, and I recorded it. I just had a night off, you know. That's what I did on my night off.
Wrote a song real quick. No big deal. I sent it to a guy that knows about music. He
Sent
changed
it to
everything.
a buddy to just tune it up a little bit.
He changed literally every aspect of it.
Yeah.
But, you inspired him.
I wrote the tune.
You did write the tune.
And the original harmonies.
And hey.
And then he sang them.
It ain't nothing, Tom. It's not nothing.
But the key part of that song is, or key message, I guess it's not the message of the song, it's the message of the pod. We're not roommates.
And I would say a parable of that same song is that we're not even brothers-in-law.
But we are good friends. What's a parable?
It's like a story with a message.
I thought that was like a fable.
No, I think a fable's like a...
Aesop?
Maybe, yeah. He was up to some fables.
Aesop.
But isn't a parable?
Fables.
It's like in the parable of the man with the wool, and it's about like you need to protect your family. It's always something like that, right?
Yes, I had to kill the intruder. I'm a man with wool.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
I got all this mint. I need to. Got all this mint. I've been
Oh
growing.
my God, you guys! First order of business. I'm still in New York.
NYC, Tom.
We'll get to that later. Why I'm back? But last night, me and Tim and wonderful Lizzie Evans had a
Hell of a time.
great time watching 3 of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
We're getting Christmassy. It's Christmas season, Tom. It's December.
And I would say, yeah, you mentioned it today. New tradition and new, just like the most sincere recommendation I could ever give. This is not a bit. I really encourage you guys to watch the worst Christmas rom-com you can find.
How about I'll do you one better. Watch 3 in a row.
Watch 3 in a row. Find the tropes in them are amazing.
Also, you need to really blow down a joint right before you do that.
Yeah, get a little zooted.
Get a little loose.
On some medicinal grade weed. And then, well, I mean, if you're looking for recommendations, Candy Coated Christmas.
Candy
on
Coated
HBO
Christmas
Max.
is up there. Don't you dare forget about Gingerbread Christmas.
A gingerbread Christmas. And to wrap it up, we closed out with One Delicious Christmas. And what we realized through these movies is they all just feature one famous Food Network person.
Yeah, Bobby Flay's, I would say, was the worst movie.
Bobby
honestly.
Flay's was bad. He was also the worst actor of the 3.
Yeah, Lizzie was a big fan. Lizzie likes old
She didn't like us
weirdos.
talking shit about Bobby Flay.
Yeah, he's got no lips.
And I was like, he blew that whole scene.
Yeah, he's like
And
not
she's
even
like, hey.
turning in a performance
No.
at all.
It's just, and then there's Bobby Flay.
He didn't even take off his chef's coat. He was like not even dressed up for the right scene.
It's Mulaney's. Is that Dean
Is
Cain?
that Dean Cain?
Is that Bobby Flay? And like, why did they give? They're like, oh, this is a famous chef, and then it's like it's Dan Smith.
No, it was the dude, and it was like, oh yeah, the guy from Cake Boss, and you're like, well, that's not enough to build a movie around.
Oh yeah. Well, they were the message that we learned is the last 2. The Cakes guy and Bobby Flay, those 2 were legitimately just advertisements for their TV
for the show. Yeah, the first one, Candy Coated Christmas, that was a real deal.
That was a real full plot that they thought was good, and then actors that they thought were good.
The plot is a You're throwing around plot pretty loosely there.
Well, okay, so Candy Coated Christmas, you guys, this is the best. The whole plot is that she is supposed to go to Hawaii for Christmas because she goes every year, of course. And then
no tradition there, by the way. It's not like that's where her mother died or she's
no, it's
part
where her
Hawaiian.
dad owns a resort.
Yeah, they just go there and party with the guests and the staff.
And the staff, they were like, yeah, we keep our staff there every Christmas, and they have to party with us.
And we got to go have Christmas with the random guests at our hotel. The big holiday tradition, Tom.
Go to Hawaii. So she can't go to Hawaii because this year, last minute, her dad finds out that his dead wife, her mom, left a giant house in a hodunk town to the daughter. She left it to her.
Well, no,
but they just found out about it.
Well, no, he went out of business.
Oh, yeah. So he needed to sell the house for money.
So the big problem, they're not going to Hawaii anymore because he called his daughter and he was like, oh, hey, all of our businesses are shut down.
Last minute, we have no money. You're broke. Bye. There's low occupancy, around the holidays, not a lot of hotel use.
Yeah, that's typically how conglomerates go down.
Hawaii at New Year's, certainly not a huge hot spot. I mean, what?
How is your occupancy
low? There were just
low?
so many massive plot holes. Hotels went out of business at the holidays, shut down them all at once. Let's close all of them.
One time, business gone.
Business gone. Your credit cards are declined now.
Fully declined.
You have to go to Peppermint Hollow is the name of the town, where she used to visit as a kid, and her mom grew up.
Grew up in the house.
And she had never heard the town name before.
But like she has all this history in the town.
She got there, half the town knew who she was.
And they were like, oh, do you remember when you were like 14 and you used to come to the shop? And she's like, oh my God.
She's like, I did used to ride. And she's like, in the barn, she's like, I used to ride horses here. Maybe she got kicked by a horse.
Maybe.
She had a traumatic brain event and now she can't remember all of it.
That's probably, how everything was like perfect and all the guys were hot and everything. Maybe that was her out of her eyes, but it's actually like maybe she was in a podunk shitty town.
Oh, yeah.
But she was seeing it through a horse-kicked head.
I mean, you guys, just one of that. We won't exhaust you with, but some of the just biggest plot holes I've ever seen. Her whole thing why she gets stuck in the small town is they get snowed in, of course.
Classic.
Big blizzard. The day of the snow in, where they're like, yeah, plows won't get around for another full day. And then they go, we're going to go into town. You want to come?
You want to head into town? And they just go like boutique clothes shopping the entire time. There's no snow anywhere. Everyone's having a great time outside.
Everyone's just walking around Main Street. 2 hours ago, they were like, we're stuck here.
No, we plowed out the J.C. Penney and the Chili's, but we did leave the international airport covered in snow. So no flights today, but don't worry. There's a bloomin' onion right down the street.
What did you say today? Roads are all closed. You want to head into the heart of the city? I mean, it's just a massive hole that they just went right over.
They missed everything. The love interest went to MIT, and he, with that knowledge and expertise, he decided to grow mint.
Mint. They were really pushing mint on us the whole time.
Mint, Hawaii, and she was a marketing. She was a marketing guru.
Also, one thing they do in all these movies, they introduce one skill that the main character has, or one of the characters has, at the beginning of the movie. And then they make sure you remember.
Well, and they always do it in a really ham-fisted way.
Oh, it's so brutal.
She always opens up a notebook that says marketing on it.
Answers the phone and she's like, "Hi, I'm a director of marketing.
Marketing? Is there anything I can help you market?"
And this is a CVS.
So then they introduce that, and then almost just heard you. And then almost 2 minutes later, they always introduce where that need is gonna be.
Yeah. There's gonna be a problem, and then this one ends up. I don't want any spoilers because I truly do. I want you guys to watch this and please send us notes and your thoughts on Candy Coated Christmas.
This is not a bit. You will have the time of your life.
Because the guy went to MIT and then went on to be one of the dumbest TV characters I've ever seen in my
true idiot.
life.
I also love that they feel obligated to everyone. All they know how to do to make a character interesting is because all of them they went to MIT,
Cornell,
and Harvard.
There's always a secret Ivy in the group.
But it's always humble and they're kind of doing the right thing instead of out making a lot of money.
That's always their X factor. Why can they not come up with any other X factor other than they went to a good school but no one knows?
That's it. That's in every single one. And then they always have the person never reveals it themselves because that would be cocky and arrogant. They always find out through some
They're like
third
probably
party.
from his time at MIT.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to like improve something so minimal. It's like, yeah, he tried to get Wi-Fi in here. Probably because he went to MIT.
Oh, is that what? 'Cause you went to-
And then the girl's like, MIT, and he's like, great, now you know my secret.
Oh, now you know my dirty little secret. I'm a hot genius. Like what
He's
the
one of the hottest dudes you've ever seen.
And he's like
trying
the
to act
hometown-
for the first time.
I mean, my guy had 4% body fat. And he's like the hometown MIT grad that grows mint.
Lives with his mom and babysits his niece.
And they are 9 months behind on their rent. They are living the dream. They didn't cut down on one Christmas expense. Like they kept talking about how they haven't made rent in 9 months, and then they're like, "Let's go clothes shopping for the big Christmas party."
Also, we spared no expense on this party that we're hosting at our house for the entire town.
The whole town. Also, sorry, we did buy 43 different Christmas trees for this one home. They're desperate. The home that she had to go rough it in was 11,000 square feet.
Yeah, and I'm not like a fan of class distinction, but in a plot where there's supposed to be a rich lady and then a bunch of poor small town people,
And she goes,
they didn't do a great job of illustrating how they were poor.
This town was a dream.
This guy's a genius who went to MIT. He's the hottest man I've ever seen. He's broke, but lives in a $7 million mansion.
Yeah, sorry I haven't paid rent, but will you help me bring in this new 18-foot Christmas tree? They didn't spare
Sorry,
one
I've been
expense.
spending most of my time and money on Christmas trees and growing mint.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm a genius, though.
And then they figure out how to sell the mint.
Because you know why?
It's meant to be.
Well, she learned how to market it.
Oh, well, she markets. Yeah, that was the whole.
I love it when they finally have that epiphany. They're like, with our powers combined.
With your product and my marketing skills, we will save this town. It's like you don't need to save. You just foreclose on the house.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sell the mansion.
It's just a mint business. It's just the mint, dude. Also, Lizzie brought up a pretty good point. Mint is like the easiest thing to grow.
Yeah, and that was like the big impressive thing that the MIT grad is growing.
He learned how to triple output and then had no one to sell it to. Genius. Thanks, MIT guy.
Is this the worst podcast ever? Is this entertaining?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm having
I want to watch this movie again.
I know,
right
I'm having
now.
a pretty good time.
I'm like, these. I can't tell if people are. Is this good?
We're not going to know until.
Well, please listen to our analysis and then pause it halfway through. So pause it like, I know this is how time works. Pause it like 3 minutes ago and then watch the movie and then listen back. I think it would be a good post game.
Yeah, it would be a pretty good post game analysis.
This I might put in the episode description. Warning: watch Candy Coated Christmas before listening to this episode.
It will make no fucking sense.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, I guess we are recapping a movie nobody's seen or heard of.
Yeah, but
And we're like, is this good? Is this good for you?
the message is new Christmas tradition. Watch like legitimately the worst looking one you can find. Not the one that's like, oh, this looks cheesy and cute. Cheesy and cute is out.
Yeah, no. Don't. We're looking for low production value. We're looking for it. So there were a few instances where they were outside, quote unquote, but there was a giant, massive brick wall behind. You could tell they were just
Giant
in a studio.
indoor airplane hangar
Yeah.
wall right in the background of
Completely forgot
what's supposed
about
to be the town center.
The cinder block wall, 20 feet away. You gotta. They're just do it. Yeah, we got to move on.
Gotta watch it. Go watch someone get saved by a snowball or from a snowball fight. There's the snowballs in it do roll away on the ground because they're clearly just made of felt.
She also. We can't. No,
We can't keep doing this.
I could
All right.
talk for all day.
Let's get back to why I'm back in New York City, the greatest city on
Bingo.
earth.
Lay it on us, fat
Greatest
man.
city outside of Los Angeles, the city of dreams. I was in New York last week and then went to Boston. And then Saturday, me and old Kelsey Cook, Kelseroo,
Shout out, Kelsey.
making plans for Tampa next weekend. We're going to be in Tampa starting tonight when this comes out. And I go, let me see when my flight gets in. I pull up my flight. Not in the Delta app. Not in the Spirit app. Not in the Southwest app. All right. I start looking.
You have all those different apps?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, what are you doing when you got like a boarding pass?
I just go print it when I'm there.
Oh, yeah, I don't do the print.
Oh.
I do the phone. Because I'm also checking seats until the second I get on the plane, see if I can get on a better seat.
Oh, you're looking on your phone.
Yeah, I do it on my phone. Shout out Tim Robinson, good friend
Friend of the pod. Let's
of
look
the
him up.
pod. So I'm checking all of them. I realized I never booked a flight to Tampa from LA.
Oof.
So now I'm supposed to fly back from Boston to LA on Sunday, and then I was supposed to fly to Tampa on Thursday. Never booked a flight. Not sure why. Maybe I've been overwhelmed lately.
Sure.
Maybe I am not great at being organized. Sue me, Delta.
Maybe you're overdoing it, Tom.
So
Maybe you're burning the candle at both ends.
I hope so. So I check. I don't know why. So I check flights. Basically my entire pay to get there.
Okay.
To get from LA to Tampa on Thursday.
Brutes.
Or like the worst travel schedule. I could take like a 21-hour Spirit journey. And not like mushrooms, like the airline.
Yeah. No, I'm not absolutely teeing off on myself.
And so I just go, all right, let me check Amtrak back to New York. It's $65.
Bingo.
I'm heading back to New York for a couple days. Flights from New York to Tampa are so cheap. When I changed my flight from Boston to LA to Tampa to New York, I got like $30 back, something like that.
Love that.
So I'm probably losing money on the $4,000 I'll spend on coffee and bagels here.
Sure.
But
you're making that up with
experience and some guest spots, some unpaid guest spots.
Some guesties, some good friend hangs though. Got a little sketcherino done
Great
yesterday.
hangs, got a sketch in, and then we watched 3 Christmas movies. Last night was an all-time night.
It was kind of a great night.
That was incredible.
I'm glad we didn't try to shove the pod in.
Yeah.
That would have been too hectic.
Yeah. No, we needed the chill night.
So the kid's back. Slept on my dang couch last night.
I've been sleeping on couches.
Like we're 22 years old. You love to see it.
I slept great though. This is a great little home you've got here.
Are you snug as a bug?
I'm snug. I like your neighborhood. I went on a nice walk today.
See?
Yeah.
Not bad.
You got a good bagel spot about 12 minutes away. You ever go to Baker's Dozen?
Nope.
Place rules.
I'm not a big bagel guy though. I'm never like, ooh, Timmy wants a bagel.
Oh, that's yeah. I crave a bagel.
What are you putting on the bagel?
I got bacon, egg, and cheese on it. Everything.
Oh, wait, what? But it's like a sandwich. You're getting like a sandwich. You get like a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I get a bagel with cream.
Wait, is
cheese.
that when people are like
cream?
Ugh.
Gross. It's like really soggy.
Can you get some heavy whipping cream on that?
That's where like abbreviating really backfires. Can I get a bagel with cream? It just like dumps half and half on it.
You're like, you know what I meant, right?
It's more like a Tre Leche now.
Please leave. Wait, so when people say like, yeah, I want like a bagel, could they be referring to a breakfast sandwich?
Maybe. I think probably it's a bagel with cream cheese with schmear out here.
See, that's what I was thinking. That's what that's what I was asking. What your little choice?
Yeah, no, I went bacon, egg, and cheese this morning. I'll go veggie schmear a lot.
Okay.
I love that people out here call it schmear too. That's so much better than cream cheese.
Cream cheese is gross. Schmear does feel racist though. I don't like saying it.
Really?
Schmear.
Veggie schmear.
Well, yeah. What was that accent?
It was derogatory towards vegetarians.
to
I think.
to somebody. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's offensive, but
I
something
don't know.
about it does
I have
feel
a hard
kind of
time not
offensive.
doing that. I mean, it's my favorite voice. Just, hey.
Oh, that's the Italian.
Let me get a but it's like the guy that's never been to New York doing a New Yorker.
Doing the New York accent.
Hey, whoa, let me get a veggie schmear.
Yeah. That was a big part of that guy's personality right after The Sopranos came out.
Oh yeah. Would always just say
Oh.
lines from the hey.
Oh, always doing that. We know
we're
a
in
few of those
Ohio.
guys. Okay, so you got your little bed. It is a nice. You've only ever been here at night. During the day, some good spots around. Some good restaurants
spots,
around here
couple
too.
good coffee shops. The one you recommended was so crowded. I hated you for recommending it.
That's a whoopsies.
Because you wouldn't hang out in there. That's what I was mad about.
Oh, yeah, that's a decent point.
I was like, Tim was like,
Yeah, but you
here's
and I are
my
different
coffee
guys.
spot, and I go, what about this other spot? And you go, no, Variety's the spot.
Variety's D's.
And I went in there, and I'm like, Tim would have hated it in here. There's 12 dogs in here and 2 babies. There were 2 babies in there,
Okay,
Tim.
and to be fair, now that I am thinking maybe it was a bad recommendation because I've never once hung out in there.
You're like, hey, here's this bus stop of a coffee shop I have.
I walk in, I get my coffee, and I leave immediately.
Yeah, see, I like hanging in a shop once in a while.
There are times where it's been, but I guess that was when it first opened because I guess, yeah, it's pretty slam now.
It's
pretty,
popping. It's on a good location.
pretty popular, yeah.
Yeah.
And the coffee is absolute heat.
I sat down in between 2 people and edited my own stand-up comedy clip which is just, it's too close to be looking at yourself on a screen.
It's crazy, especially yourself performing.
I had a hat on and I put my hood up, so maybe they think I was, editing for some famous hot guy.
Maybe they're like, "Damn, who's that famous hot guy?" And you're like, "Well, wait till you see this, the big reveal."
I look way worse right now
like,
too.
Ooh, God damn.
He's your brother?
God, you put a lot of bronzer on when you jump on stage.
That was another thing in the Christmas movie.
My man was bronzed.
He lived in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, and he's like just really nice.
In the middle of winter, the man has a perfect, absolute golden brown tan.
God.
Also, he went to MIT. She gave him the easiest business solution. He was like, "Oh, I never
She
thought
explained selling a product. God, how are we We're back.
Sorry.
I brought it back up.
It's got an absolute stranglehold on us, honestly.
It really does.
I can't get Candy Coated Christmas out of my head.
Just can't say it again. It's going to be the title of the episode. Candy Coated Christmas, you guys. You owe it to yourself to just dedicate a night to it.
A night starring several people you've never seen and you'll never see again.
You will never see again. You might see them on a bus stop Abercrombie ad.
Yeah.
That's
or
what that guy...
Just in some obituary in a local newspaper.
Also, I just want to say I'd be happy to do a bus stop Abercrombie ad if anyone is listening in that field.
I don't think Abercrombie's big on the white man anymore because they remember that their CEO was like a massive racist.
Oh,
so they like had to oust that whole like good old classic Americana white guy thing.
See, and you've written them off, but I'm viewing that as maybe they need a comeback for the white man.
Well, so their
I'd
comeback
like to strike
tour.
that from the record, by the way.
God, we could use a win.
Yeah,
honestly. Jesus Christ.
It's about time. So it sounds like they need a white knight. Is that what you're saying?
That's
A white knight in shining armor. That's on the ad.
White
It says,
shining
our
armor.
white
Whites are
shining armor.
back. But yeah, they did a big rebrand, and I think they've done a good job.
Post Memorial Day. When are you allowed to wear white?
I don't know if it's before or after.
I think it's during the summer, right?
Yeah, the summer pants.
So it's post Memorial Day, pre Labor Day.
That's when you thrive.
I think that's when you're allowed to wear white. So that would be their ad. That would be the campaign. Was whites are back.
Whites are back, and then there's Tom.
And it's me. Yeah.
That would rip, honestly. That would be so fucking funny. Whites are back.
Boy, I would not book another stand-up comedy gig for the rest of my life, but it'd be a decent bit.
It would be a solid bit, and you'd have that for a little memory forever.
And I'd get a little dough from Abercrombie.
Sure, I bet they'd try to fuck you over though. Then your manager gets a piece. Everybody wants a little piece.
Everyone wants a little piece. I mean, you do one 35-seater in New York, and everyone wants a little
Everybody's
piece.
coming to get their grimy little hands.
God, I
on
hope
it.
my managers try to commission that. I will give them $11. Oh no, I wouldn't even. It's about $11.
Give them a fucking knuckle sandwich, dude. That would suck. Tom, what do you think about this? So I was just in big fat Phoenix.
The foe.
Phoenix, Arizona.
No one calls it that.
City-wise, meh. But
Stinks.
yeah, it's not my fave. But
Sorry, we do have Phoenix people.
love you, Phoenix.
You rule.
You know it's not a great place. Shows were fun, bippity boppity. So it's a very big gun state. These people are gun people.
I think I said this
What do you mean? When did
on
you
the
say
pod
this?
last week.
Oh, that they're gun people.
You said, what kind of pubs are they? Because I was like, they're not Wisconsin
Oh, you
pubs.
did say that.
They're
You said
kind
they're
of more
gun
like gun
pubs.
pubs.
They're full gun pub.
Yeah.
So these guys come to the show. This guy comes to the show. He came to like 3 shows. Huge fan of the one and only Goofy Asmus.
Yeah, yes.
And
we all are. We get it.
Okay, great. He's good. This guy loves Jeff. Hits him up. He's like, "Hey, do you and Tim want to come to this gun range?"
Oh God.
And I'm like, Jeff's like, "Hey, a super fan wants to take us to the gun range." I was like, "No, that's how Selena died. I'm not doing that. Are you out of your mind?"
We're gonna end up in a basement.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, super fan and guns sounds horrible. And he was like, did his little research. And like, he's taking other people out. But anywho, so we get to this gun range. Jeff and I are like,
So anywho, we're like, yeah, for sure.
yeah, we're totally in. Honestly, we have nothing going on. We go to this gun range. These dudes brought probably $60,000 worth of guns, like
Their own guns.
their own guns.
How many guys?
2 guys and a girl.
Okay.
Both ex-Marines. They had, it was like backpacks on backpacks with like, we had to grab stuff.
Like tactical shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Oh,
this,
yeah.
This gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Dude, walking in, Jeff and I were both kind of looking at each other like, you're nervous too. Like, I'm like, I don't feel great.
Yeah.
It's when you're like, when you're really like trying, you're like, you have to remind yourself, like, be confident.
Yes.
Don't show you're scared.
Uh-huh.
Be totally normal. That's why, like, it was the only thing going through my head was like, you're not scared. Everything's fine. You're totally cool.
That's exactly what plays on my head going into a date. First date. Be cool. Everyone's scared.
Don't fuck this up. Right when you walk in, you're like, oh, that shit.
Oh, wait, that's...
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, we're back, Tom.
Hello. All right, we're back. Isn't it weird? We just took an hour-long break.
Hour-long break.
But we didn't even have to tell you guys that.
But we did because we're honest brokers.
We are. We like to give you a little peek behind the curtains.
We shoot you guys straight.
Also, we had a minor technical difficulty, so I took a stroll down to a local electronics shop and I bought some sort of definitely bad for my computer thing.
Well, you almost got screwed over by the other guy. This guy was trying to haggle with you, and the price kept going up.
It's like a $20 adapter, and he's like, "Yeah, that would be $59." And I was like, "Damn, $39?" And he was like, "Yeah, $69."
And you're like, "I'm just gonna call anyone else."
See you later.
See you later, bud.
But so if this is a little grainy, I think it sounds okay. But
I don't hear the wee or the little buzz.
We had a little explosion here, and.
So we're back. We're in the
back.
mix.
And you were about to go to the gun range. Will you tell us about that?
Well, we did go to the gun range. We were in there, Tom. So these guys, I told you, they brought all these backpacks. They brought all these bags. They brought all this stuff. You knew they were gonna like have some gear. These guys pulled out AK-47s, silenced AR-15s, a Desert Eagle, which is like what Dirty Harry shoots.
I only know Desert Eagle from like James Bond.
It's like
or 007 Nightfire.
Yes, it's like
Goldeneye.
the biggest. It's an enormous gun.
Handgun though.
Handgun.
Right? But it's huge.
It's huge, and there's no practical purpose for this thing at all. Unless you're like 6'8", 240 of solid muscle, like you could never. I could only shoot it once. Like you can't just like shoot it.
Yeah.
Because it almost hit me in the face and he was like, "You want to do it again?" I was like, "I'm good, dude.
I'm all right."
I'm pretty sure I just sprained my wrist.
You don't have an ace bandage back there, do you?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, no. Give me some icy hot, and I'd love to take one more shot. But so I mean, just like everything had a silencer. I'm like, and I'm using terms that I saw on James Bond. So I'm like, oh, nice. These silencers are cool. And he's like, there's suppressors. So yeah, the suppressor's kind of going here. And
hey,
I was
pal,
like,
why don't you let us do the talking?
And I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. So the clip just goes right in here. He's like, magazine goes in there, and I'm just like, oh, sorry, I've only watched.
Stop moving the cord.
James Bond and GTA.
Get yourself some slack. You're playing with no slack here.
You don't have any slack?
Yeah, but mine's not making noise when I move.
Well, Tom, there's just no winning here. But you know what? This is a nice. It's not the microphone's fault.
No, it might. I don't think it is.
See, been talking shit about my mic for months. I knew this thing was doing the right thing by me.
Was up to no good.
Boy, this hour break, we're not sharp right now.
Listen, we got to get heated back up again, okay? Because we were really cooking with describing that whole movie earlier.
I know, and then everything went wrong, and now we're like, wait, who are you?
You're in a gun range.
I'm in a gun range.
This is
I mean,
exciting.
look, it was fun because, and here's the thing about these gun nuts. Everybody's so scared of a gun nut. They're just nerds.
Right. I think that's what's scary.
Yeah,
is they have
maybe.
guns and I go the route of like, and they're virgins.
And they don't get pussy.
And they never had sex before.
But like they talk about it like they're collecting cards. They're like, oh, you have the adapter that's made by the blah, 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 blah. Like they're nerds.
Cards or cars?
Cards.
Cards,
like if they're collecting like magic cards,
but
or
you
they go
can't
play D&D.
Mass murder with magic cards.
Hey, look,
unless you pay like a curse on.
I'm not saying that it's like everyone should be able to have access to an AK-47 or a silenced AR-15.
I think that's what Tim's saying, you guys.
Were they fun to play with? Yes.
All right.
Do I think everybody should have access to them? No.
I think I should, though.
Just me, though. The silencer
Just me when I
suppressors,
want
I'm
to.
sorry. The suppressors, it takes like 15 months to get.
Dude, too many people are suppressed in this country, man.
Dude,
You
well,
can't
people are
support
just,
the
people
suppressors.
just suppressing their feelings down and then eventually exploding and pulling their AK-47 out of the closet.
That they've kept because they're allowed to, because they have 30 of, all of our gun nut listeners are going to come after me.
I know,
man.
they're gonna
They're
love
gonna
me.
say, Tim's our guy. We're going to send Tim a gun in the mail.
Tim's the man. Yes, send me New Yorkers love that. Send me a silenced 9mm gun. Please don't.
3D printed.
You know what? And the
That's the
movies are
problem
all
now.
wrong. Silencers. It's not silent. You think it goes pew pew? It doesn't do that.
How loud is
A
it?
22 is pretty silent. 22 was kind of like a little toy, but like a 9mm, it's still super loud. It's like a really loud
It's like
gun.
a little toy.
The
It's a little toy
22
that you
truly was.
Oh, 22 rifle?
Or a pistol.
Or a handgun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was just like beep, 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 and you could barely hear it at all. But a 9mm is still super loud.
Even with the suppress.
Even with the big fat suppressor, but it did feel cool.
Video games do not do that.
Yeah, no, they're like
justice.
pew, pew, pew.
Yeah,
It's not like that at all.
007 Nightfire. If you got a silencer on, you're fine.
You're fine.
Yeah,
It was.
It
I mean,
comes off as like that dart. It's like.
yeah, it's not that at all. It's still like incredibly loud. Like you could feel the concussion from the guns.
God.
All movies are incredibly inaccurate. You know when somebody's diving and they're like, boop, 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 like there's no way.
Oh no chance! Yeah, the sliding across the top of the car.
Yeah,
shot.
like just with like a cool thing. No, unless it's these big guns, you can barely aim these things.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
so
I
you're-
suck at it, and I
so
had
you're
this is my
shooting
first time
guns,
doing it ever.
You're shooting at targets.
Targets, yes.
Human targets. I mean, not like alive humans. I mean, like the outlines.
There was a
like,
cutout of one of them was a cutout of.
I've
a
never
guy.
really understood that. They're like, no, guns aren't for killing people.
We don't want these for violence.
And then all of the gun ranges have human targets.
I know they're really expensive ones. They just have homeless people running around out there.
I
Like, I don't know why people have such a big deal about this.
They're like, no, we love the homeless.
Like, yeah,
I'm like, why is this area of Phoenix so supportive of the homeless?
Like, no, they're fully employed. They get $9.99 until a really good shot comes in.
It's really fucked up. We'd like to apologize to our homeless
Sorry to our
listeners,
homeless
to our
people.
unhoused listeners.
But it was, you do get the sense of this is fun.
Yeah.
But like, what's the point?
Well, they don't have good home lives. They're kind of upset with their wife.
And they did keep doing this. I'd be like, so like, is all this like legal? And they're like, well, the government isn't. And then they would kind of go off into that rant, and I was like, you know what?
I don't want to know this.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to know all that.
Because there has to be, do we not have any rules against, like, you can just, like, drive up in a pickup truck with a legitimate arsenal?
Yes, absolutely. These guys walked in with $60,000 worth of guns on them and ammo.
They have, like, a small militia amount of guns.
100%. It was like crazy. They kept pulling guns out. And each one was wild. I mean, like a Desert Eagle is an insane thing to have. It's like a $3,000 pistol that is pretty much just for novelty's sake.
This concerns me. So were these guys cool, though, then the rest of the time, or was it scary?
Well, I mean, one was, he was on the spectrum. He was pretty tistic.
Okay.
Nice guy, though, but, he did. This was a little odd. Riddle me this, Tom. After the shows, after second show Saturday, they're hanging out. He came to multiple shows.
Again, not good behavior.
Weird, but
Scary.
he kept it in the pocket the whole time.
Okay.
But he did come to multiple shows.
But the guy that is coming to 3 shows in a 4-show weekend isn't the guy that it also lets. You don't want that to be the guy that's like, also I have like 12 guns in my car.
This I can't disagree with that. I got no rebuttal there. That is
I'd be like,
100%
all right,
accurate.
Why don't you catch me next time I'm here? Why don't you not come back to the late show?
Listen to this shit. So we're all hanging out after the Saturday show. Everybody's, we're chatting with the audience members and whatnot. And I walk out and he comes. I hear him. He's like, "Hey, Tim." And I'm like, "Oh, what's up, dude?" Blah blah. And he like scoots over real quick and he goes, "Come sit next to me." And I'm like, I'm nice. I'm like,
hey, this is two weeks in a row we've had somebody say to one of us, "Come sit with us."
oh, well, I did it because I'm a nice guy.
I said I have to go watch the Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I was like, I have to go talk to anyone else over there. So I sit next to him, and he starts telling me about how Arizona is a constitutional carry state.
Yeah.
And he starts going into that explanation. I'm like, so you can carry a gun, and I get it. You can carry a gun anywhere. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, hey, reach in my pocket.
Oh,
and I was like,
God,
no,
dude.
not doing that. And he goes, no, just like reach in right here. I was like, this is 0% chance. I'm reaching into your pocket, strange man. And he was like, oh. And I go, there's a gun in there, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah.
Dude, get out of Arizona. Phoenix listeners, fix your shit.
He just had a gun at the comedy show.
I mean, I hate this. I know I've been at shows where there have been guns before,
Sure.
but I don't like knowing it.
I don't want to know it either. That's why I was like, how many people do you think had guns in there? He's like, oh, it's probably 3 or 4 people in there with a gun in their
There
pocket.
could have been a little like gunfight.
Sure. If something popped off, they would have all tried to be a hero, and now there's 8 guns being shot in 10 different directions.
This is like quick aside story. In college, I worked as like the social media manager at this bar, but then I would like bartend sometimes, I'd DJ sometimes. It was just like fun.
Oh.
It was my friends and I would plug in a laptop, and it was mostly my friend Chuck. Shout out DJ Chuck.
Chucky.
So we would. I was like the guy who kind of like worked at the bar. And so afterwards, I stayed after closed once with all the bartenders and stuff. This is in South Bend, Indiana.
Hitting the hang button?
And hitting the hang. We go hang out in the basement. And there's like definitely a gun target up. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, we're all sitting around. I think we were smoking cigars.
Everybody went through that period.
Yeah. And it was like, I'm trying to hang with the cool bartenders.
Right.
The cool townies.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
like cigars.
Right.
Cigars are awful.
In a basement with 8-foot ceilings, no windows.
Yeah.
Love it. So we're like smoking a cigar, and then I look over in the corner. I'm like, what's going on over there? Like clearly a little makeshift gun range.
Right.
And the owner of the bar was like, oh yeah, but I tried my new gun down here. I was like, oh nice. And he's like, yeah, look at it. Just like takes it out of his waistband, puts it on the table, and I was like, ooh, gun. Don't love this. We're hammered.
Right.
And then all of the rest of the staff was like, damn, that's what you're carrying right now? Like, this is what I have. And I mean, it was 7 guns. The entire staff carried.
Everyone's blackout
Because
drunk.
1 year, 6 years ago, somebody pulled a gun on someone in that bar, and then all of them got concealed carry permits. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I mean, just all of a sudden 7 guns on the table. People are picking them up, looking at them. I'm like, I think I got to head out.
Yeah, this isn't the. I mean, you don't drunk and guns. That's not even you being like a.
No, that's not me being. Yeah,
you're not like being a pussy.
Yeah,
that's you gotta go.
It was horrifying. I get back to like my Notre Dame college roommates, and I'm like, I just had kind of a weird night.
Dude, that's how it was. Like it was. They were showing. You know, I don't know how to work an AR-15. I don't know how to clip it in, and I don't know how to do any of that.
Yeah.
So they just give us like this brief. They're like, yeah, just take that, clip it right in there. You want to flip this up, pull it back, but don't push it forward. Just kind of let it slide. And then you're ready to go. And I was like, look, I don't want to.
And then you're fully armed with an AK-47.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want to be. Can I get one more run through on that? Like, I'm not trying to be a pill here.
Do you have like a Nerf version that I could start with?
I was like, I don't want to like have it like half cocked and then the bullet explode. I don't know. You hear about weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Or I was trying to shoot it and they'd be like, I was misfiring. So like I would just like put it down and just walk away.
Misfire. You just walk to the bathroom.
Like if it wouldn't fire, I wasn't gonna like, oh, what's going on in this barrel? So I just put it and I was like, hey man, like it wouldn't fire. And they were looking at me like what's the
fix
big deal?
it?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna pull the trigger.
Fuck around with it.
I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do? What analysis am I gonna do on this gun? Like
it must be the girder on the rotary.
I'm retarded.
Hey, Tim was quoting Tommy.
Shout out Tommy Boy. I would never.
Right,
I would
Jesus
never.
Christ.
Gee, God, calm down for once.
Calm bind down.
Down.
Shit.
God, we suck.
I was trying to gun related. I don't know.
So I don't know. I get it. Guns are very, very fun. It was a good time. It was an adrenaline rush. But
Tim,
I don't know.
AK-47. Tim is a gun nut now. He showed me he bought 4 automatic rifles.
I shipped him back to New York as easy as pie.
So easy.
I was asking the guys. I was like, because he also wanted to really show how easy it was to buy a gun. He was like, I just wanted to show you guys, like literally, I just have to show him this, and then like I can take it home.
I love how all of the anti-gun or the gun law arguments, like the pro-gun law arguments, are kind of the same reasons why they love them. Like everyone's like, do you know how easy it is to buy a gun? And he's like, do you know how easy it is to buy a gun?
Like he thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
He thought we were gonna be like.
Meanwhile,
whoa.
That is what we think the big argument is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And he's like, no, I love that part.
That's the cool
That's
part.
not going to convince me.
Watch this. Watch. Hey, gun, please.
I love being able to show them a McDonald's gift card and then they just give me.
I mean, it was essentially he was like, it's as easy as ordering fries.
Oh my! I would like one huge gun, please.
Look at that huge thing over there. Remember the RC? What was it? RPG 90 from GoldenEye? I'll take that. That thing was hanging on the wall.
That one. Do you guys have Odd Jobs hat back here too?
We're like, oh, actually, no. We're slappers only today. Dude, they did have he did pull out. They had like a Tech 9. They had all of this wild shit. He had one gun that was tricked out. Like how people put like kits on their car to make it look like it's a Range Rover or whatever it is. He had one. It looked like Han Solo's gun.
Well, okay. I'm back in.
Neat.
I'm way back in. I didn't realize these guys were Star Wars heads.
Yeah, they had like fun ones too. He's like, it's a 9mm, but it looks like Han Solo's gun.
Oh, I love that.
I'll take a couple of shots of that one too.
All right, you guys.
Back in.
Phoenix, you won me over.
See? Not bad.
That's all it takes for me. I'm like, they didn't have Legolas's bow in there, did they?
It was it was a slice of I'll never get to shoot a desert eagle again.
I don't know. Maybe.
I guess
Sounds like next time you go to Phoenix, you
my cards
you were
right.
playing pocket pool with this guy earlier.
No, he's like, all right, just put my dick's gonna be right there. You're not gonna have to put it in far. I was like, dude, you couldn't have said anything creepier to me.
It would have been, I don't know, almost the same level as if he said, no, it's not a gun. It is my penis.
It is I'd have been like, oh, nah.
I'm not more or less inclined, but gun was bad too.
None of it was gonna be great for me.
Reach into my pocket. What a weird way. You could just say I'm carrying.
I have one on me right now.
I want you to feel it and maybe accidentally pull the trigger on my dick.
Blow my dick off. That's all I'm like, you don't know what my hand's going to do. Yeah, you don't know what I'm up to.
Yeah.
I'm 3 Miller Lights in, dude. You want me grabbing the gun that's in your pocket? That's how accidents happen, pal.
It's good to see some growth in you, dude. You know, you're making good decisions out there.
I mean, I can't
be being wise on the road.
I'm not sticking my hand in a 48-year-old man's pocket, Tom. 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Come on.
I would have gone both hands.
Both hands, all pockets. I'd have given them all a shot.
You just get behind them and go both pockets.
So yeah,
God,
that was,
right.
But that was the big thing in Phoenix. It was kind of an in and an out. I mean, I had a bit of a bad flight experience on the way home.
Okay, I got one flight thing too. Let's go flight time. I kind of did car.
Yeah, I think I was more in the air.
No, what's your? I lost the flight noise. Yeah, well, that's good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Mine was just this. My big problem. It's just no etiquette. When the etiquette of a flight. You know how you're supposed to behave.
It's where we find most of our zeros.
So they're coming by with the 30 pounds of Biscoff cookies and whatever soft bev you want. And the guy next to me in the middle. Well, wait, hold on. Okay, so this guy was kind of the bane of my existence the entire time I was at the airport.
Okay.
I go to Panda because Panda was open.
Right.
You know what that means, Tom. So
Panda's open. Tim's eating. That's the one. That's commandment number 1.
So I jump in line. He's causing a ruckus. He's asking like what every different dish is. He's going, oh no, I don't really want that. He's just like holding the whole line up, driving me insane.
Almost never seen a question at Panda before.
No, it's you point.
You lay it. Yeah, it's you. You're ordering with your eyes.
Even if you don't know what, you just go, yeah, it's pretty good.
That looks
Some
good.
of that. I don't know. This is all gonna be diarrhea in 10 minutes anyway. It's kind of irrelevant how
Time
it goes in.
is a construct because this is all already diarrhea.
So. So he's, so now I'm just, like people just kind of start to, you're like, oh, the annoyance is starting.
Yeah.
I'm already a little annoyed with this guy.
Well, he's on your radar, and it's never good when a stranger's on your radar.
Out of nowhere?
2 reasons for a stranger to be on your radar that I can think of, either exhibiting zero behavior
Yeah.
or super hot.
Sure.
That's kinda
Other than
it.
that, everybody should just be a blur.
Yeah.
So this guy's exhibiting zero behavior. And so, I'm like, okay, whatever. He finally gets his stuff. I get my stuff. I go eat it, bippity boppity, go to the gate. Guess who comes and sits right next to me, asking me to read his ticket to him?
At the gate?
Yeah, we're sitting at A6.
Wait, okay, so this guy doesn't read English.
No, he is a foreigner.
So maybe also just chime in on whether or not foreigners.
Is foreigner no
foreigners
good?
Okay I have no idea.
I mean, he's foreign.
Yeah, and then it's like,
What would the other word be?
immigrant? He's from another country.
An America visitor?
I think it's foreign.
Yeah.
Here's a great
he's
example
foreign.
of white fear.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just this. I think I put a little too much stank
He was
on.
a foreigner.
Yeah, I think
also,
I
I
put a little too much
just said
stank
like,
on
well, this
it.
guy's clearly a zero, and then you're like, he was a foreigner. I'm like, uh-oh.
That's not what.
I didn't know before.
We'll edit that.
But that makes me feel. Yeah, we'll reverse that so it looks even worse.
That did get me. I'm like, okay.
Well, the Panda questions make more sense now.
It's still a point and shoot.
It is a point and shoot, actually. If anything, you shouldn't need language at all.
Like if it was just the menu, sure.
Yeah,
but the food's right there.
This is original language. This is point and grunt.
Boom, boom. Yeah, this is caveman. And then you just go sit in the corner. You go.
And then you go, shit your pants on a flight. All right, so he comes, sits next to you.
Sits, right. And he's kind of leaning.
Which universal law, you leave
You
one
give a
seat.
seat.
Yeah.
So he plops down and I'm like, okay. And you can tell that he wants. So I'm like, what do you want? And he hands me the thing, and I'm like, JFK, you're good. A6.
Well, yeah,
Great.
I guess handing it to you, what do you...
I guess I was just confirming,
Yeah, you're
this is
in
what
the right
he should
place.
have done at Panda was, I don't know, use some context clues. Try to figure something out.
All right, so you confirm his gate for him.
I'm going bingo. And so he's like, nice. And then he keeps sitting next to me. So I'm like, well, now I pretend to go to the bathroom. So I get up, go to the bathroom, come back.
Absolutely diarrhea yourself in the bathroom.
Absolutely. I'm like, pretend to go to the bathroom. Yeah, absolutely dominate that third stall. Come back. I'm boarding group 9, as I tend to be.
Sure.
I'm on there a little.
That sucks.
I know. Well, here's what I don't really mind it because I don't want to sit on the plane longer. I don't know why that's a benefit.
No, the only thing that matters is when you're that deep, overhead space.
Oh, I was good on overhead.
So if it's not a full flight, you're fine. But if it's a full flight and you're 9, see you later.
Yeah, that
not
could be
full
tough.
flight and you're 9, you're fine. That's what I've always said.
That's what I've always said.
Group 9, that's fine.
That old parable.
Yeah. I think it's a fable, actually. Aesop said that one. All right, so you're boarding group 9.
Boarding group 9, I get my little buns on there, put my luggage up, go to my seat. Guess who's sitting in my seat?
Probably someone who hasn't been introduced in the story yet.
Can you believe this? I couldn't
It's that
believe.
guy?
Yes.
Wait, he's in your seat?
He's in my seat.
Wow, this guy was like written into your life.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
the
I'm
day.
like, there's no way it's you. It's you?
Why are we so involved with each other right now? This is the beginning of a
Fuck.
rom-com.
I know. It was like, okay, so now I have to be like, hey, buddy, like, you're in my seat. And then he pretends to look at his ticket. I'm like, no. If you need somebody to read your ticket, it's right here. I'm going to tell you you're sitting in the middle, bitch.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to steal my little window seat.
Okay.
Because then the guy in the aisle was like looking at me. He's like, yeah, man, like, this is your seat.
Oh,
and he kind of up and he like huffed and puffed and sat in the middle. And I'm like, yeah, you don't just get the
He
window.
just wanted the window?
Yeah. So I'm annoyed with him, and now he's taking his shoes off. They don't smell good.
But I thought you were recent to the shoes off gang on the plane.
Yeah, but you know what's going on.
Yeah,
on
you got to
feet.
know if you're stinking.
You're like, look, if you've been out for a little while and you got the sweaty feet, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Keep your shoes on.
You're not allowed to go shoes off.
This guy's popping their basketball shoes, so they're like the high ones, so there's like a lot of sweat.
A lot of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pops those off. It's just a nightmare. It's just a full nightmare. He's squirming. I mean, it was a battle for the armrest the entire time.
Your window?
I'm window.
You're not allowed on the armrest.
I'm getting in there.
No, that's not allowed.
Why?
Rule is middle seat gets armrest.
Both?
That's you. Yeah, both of them.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Well, wait, mine, but it's technically mine because it has my little push button to lean back.
I guarantee. Please chime in if middle seat gets the armrest. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I guess by that logic, middle seat would get no armrests.
Right, and they can't be middle
can't
seat
do that.
elbows in.
Shit.
It does suck, and I catch myself taking over, hogging once in a while. But then you gotta just lean on the window. You gotta take that side of it. So
I was leaning. All right, so I'll give him that. Maybe I was a little bit of a pill.
You were his zero of the week. He's like, this guy's behind me in Panda. He ordered over my shoulder 2 beef teriyakis and a chicken.
He sent me to the wrong gate.
Yeah.
I realized when I get on the flight, I'm like, I told that guy the wrong gate.
Also, he handed you your boarding pass that you
That I
dropped on the
dropped.
ground. And you said, yeah, man,
Yeah,
looks good.
that's the
and
one.
handed it back to him. And he goes, I guess I'll sit in his seat.
And I'm like, this fucking guy
He's in my seat.
ruining my life.
And he's like, yeah, I sat in your seat. You gave me your fucking boarding
I was
pass.
saving it for you. I didn't know if you were going to get on. I wanted to let them know that you weren't here. So he's on there. We're doing that. But, the shoes off, Tom, with the stinkers.
I will go shoes off on a plane once in a while if a couple
You gotta have a
things
little.
to happen.
You gotta have a little room. You gotta have somebody not next to you.
Yeah, and if someone is next to me, it's got to be a long flight, 5+, and I have to be feeling it. Every once in a while, if I'm like dehydrated, my feet will get like a little swollen on a flight,
You gotta pop the shoes off.
and I'm like, I'm just gonna be thinking about this the whole flight.
Right.
I gotta just pop them, and I pop them, and I leave the toes in.
So you're like, I'm not a full.
Yeah, just like so it kind of looks like that's more for aesthetics. Just if
Yeah.
someone looks, I'm not like.
I'm not
fully
hitting the
off.
full relax button here. I'll
But
pop them
also-
up, but also you gotta know.
If
what
I
your
know if they're
situation
sweaty,
is.
then I just won't do it.
Yeah. If you know that it's a nightmare down there, maybe don't pop them. And then so the cart lady comes by and she's, Timmy needs a Biscoff.
Can't wait for the scoff.
Give me this fucking thing. I want a giant mess on my shirt and pants.
I've been dying for some crumbs.
I was like, ooh, could you kind of mash that up before you give it to me?
You don't have a small hammer, do you? That'd be great.
Please, it's called a tack hammer.
If you could carry it around in your pocket for like 3 to 4 days, that's how I usually eat
Oh
these.
yeah, just can you feed it to me like a bird? Will you eat most of this?
Just eat it over me and I'll get the crumbs underneath. We'll just waterfall it.
So he's asleep. The lady comes, so she doesn't say anything to him. I get my little treats. I think he wakes up at that moment. She's turned, just giving the other people their stuff.
She's next row?
No. Still
Same row,
just other side.
She's ABC now. You're EDF.
Correct.
Okay.
So all of it, you just
DEF.
you just go, you just wait. She'll turn back, and then you go, oh, excuse me, do you mind if I?
Right.
He starts yelling Coca-Cola.
Oh no.
He started yelling Coca-Cola.
Oh my God.
And the lady was like, duh, like kind of spooked her.
Yeah.
She was like, duh, what? And he was like, God, like, so she's like, yeah, give me a second, dude. Stops with the other people, and then he's like,
also, it's a can of Coke.
he's like, can I get a can of Coke? He just woke up, and he's like, I can use a can of Coke.
Can of Coke. He actually did. That's
was-
exactly what Joe List is making fun of when he says, I usually sleep for 4 hours. I wake up, I go, well, let me get a can
Can I get
of
a
Coke.
can of Coke? So he's yelling at this lady. I'm like embarrassed for everyone involved.
Right.
Because you can see everybody like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, but you know what? He also did kind of redeem himself, though.
What'd he do?
Gave me his Biscoff.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, 0 to hero, just like that.
He did hand me the Biscoff.
Oh man! Also for our Hercules fans, that was a great reference. That's a lyric in the song.
0 to hero?
just like that.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a well-established thing.
I think the song is called 0 to hero. Holy shit!
I
What
know.
a comeback!
And he did it kind of smooth, too. I kind of couldn't believe it. He kind of tapped me, and I'm like in my own head fuming.
And he
I'm going,
tapped
I'm
you,
going,
and you're
this
like, I'm
fucking
not
guy.
reading your book to you.
Yeah. So he taps me, but he's not even really looking. He just has his Biscoff like he's holding a cigarette.
In between two fingers?
Fingers, and he just kind of hands it to me. I'm like, where did this smooth like guy with all this like gravitas come
You
from
like
all
take
of a
a
sudden?
hit off the end of it?
Yeah, it's good crunch.
Thanks, dude.
Good
Yeah.
crunch. Hands me the Biscoff, then I was like, oh, I like this guy again.
Whoa!
I know.
You love to see a comeback like that in the wild.
Oh, how about this? I was on the way there. A lady took my luggage right out of the overhead and walked off the plane with it.
You watched her?
Yeah. I was like, excuse me, I have to like, the lady just stole my luggage.
The one reason it's justifiable to budge.
Oh, and they were
ahead.
all like, totally. Because you kind of know where your luggage is at. So I just keeping your eyeballs on it. And I see these ladies like up in the bin that I'm in. They pull it all out and just walk away. I was like, well, that was mine. Fuck. So I'm like elbowing grandmas
just
trying
got
to get
robbed
by. I'm
by
like,
a sweet old lady.
Dude. And so I catch them like right as they're coming out of the jetway. I like ran up the jetway and I was like, hey, this is my bag. And the lady, she was just like, and the lady next to her was like, oh yeah, I checked mine. And she was like, here you go.
She didn't even have one on the plane?
Nothing. Didn't even say sorry.
Lady, put down the Merlot before you
Nothing.
board.
Oh yeah, I checked mine. And she
Oh,
wasn't
my
like,
God.
oh my God, I'm so like she was. If I wasn't looking, my luggage is just gone.
Yeah. Also, then you're feeling like a crazy person. If you had gone up to where you left it,
And I'm
and
like,
you're like, I put it here, right?
no, it's here.
It was here. It's in one of these. Then you're swimming upstream to go look in other
And I'm the
ones.
guy causing the big problem.
And
Is
it's
there a
just-
blue? Do you see a blue? There's no blue. Okay,
Is it
'cause
like a deep blue or navy blue?
Did I-
No, it's, I don't know.
I checked. Excuse me. I checked. I don't know where my bag. And then you have to do that with them, and they're like, "Ugh, it was over.
Yeah.
The whole flight was
Holy
over.
shit.
So you had to chase a lady down, and she was just like, it was like she does it all the time.
Oh,
She
this
was
is
like,
maybe
yeah.
0. Well, intent matters.
And I do think it was an accident,
Yeah.
but like, if I just happen to be looking at my phone,
Yeah.
and she's just gone with all my shit,
See you later.
because there's kind of no recourse. You know, she would have to realize it, bring it back.
Yeah.
Who knows if she's going to do the right
This,
thing?
yeah. I mean, I want to go 0 just because it's like that's not intent, but it is.
Aloof.
It's a or it's a non-consideration.
Mm-hmm.
It's a moron. You're
Maybe,
a moron.
yeah, maybe it's like a 0 by omission.
Yeah, 0 by just low IQ.
Like, hey, that's not your bag?
Yeah, you have to know whether or not you checked a bag.
Oh, yeah, I checked mine. That was it. Oh, yeah. What?
You don't want Tim's undies.
No, they're not washed.
No, even going there.
Yeah, there's poo in those undies. That's where my dick and balls live. You want that? I don't think so.
I don't think so, pal.
So, yeah, on the way there, that was tough on the way out. You never think at the end of the flight, like, oh, I'm probably going to have to sprint 80 yards.
No.
Hey, excuse me, you have my bag.
Worst thing that happened to me with this exact scenario was I was aboard in group 9, which is not fine when it's full flight.
True.
I wish flight rhymed with 9.
I know. I was like, whew, that was a lot of
Where's he
alliteration there, yeah.
I get back there. There's no place for my bag. I'm a little lit up on this flight. It was one of these red eyes I was taking, and we had like a friend's birthday party that night.
Oh,
so I'm like going from birthday party to the airport, and I get on, and he's like, "Things are full. I'll go gate check it." And I just hand my suitcase to a flight attendant. I go, "See you later."
Yep.
And then I sit down, pass out, wake up. I ask the flight attendant, I go, "It's going to be a baggage claim, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I get to baggage claim, bag's not there. He had found a spot for it in the overhead bin, so I never even looked.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Well, wait. How'd you get the bag?
I got it back about an hour and a half later.
So they stopped the flight?
No, I got it after. Oh, yeah, it's the cleaning crew found it.
Incredible.
Sent it to like where they find lost and found stuff. And I'm sitting in Delta waiting for Kelsey to land. So I was just like, I'm going to wait until you're at least here. We're waiting for an Uber outside to get a call from my sweet lady at Delta. And she goes, "Guess who just found a suitcase full of koozies?"
No way. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's very fun.
I ran back in like Rocky. I had like my hands up, and she's like, "Yeah."
I love that she kind of did a little bit there.
Oh, it was great. She ruled. Like, it was one of the first help desk experiences I've been like, I'm not mad at you at all. I'm not.
You can never be mad at those people.
I know, but sometimes it does feel like you're not trying to help at all. This happened to me on an Amtrak one time. I was thinking about this because I just took the train. Where like, I walked up to this front desk and I just watched her get yelled at by somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm gonna be so nice. And I had missed my train, so I was like, I need your help. I missed like an $80 train, and I was gonna have to buy another $80 ticket.
Oopsies.
And
it's charm time.
or something like that. Whatever. Yeah. So I'm trying to turn on the charm. And I get up there and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Deborah?" Whatever her name is. I call her by her name on the name tag, and she goes, "What's your ticket number?" And I was like, "Oh, well, here's the thing. My Uber got into an accident." Lie. Mm-hmm. I slept in a hotel bed too long. My Uber got into an accident, and I missed the train. And I know there's a one. Is there any room on that? Can I transfer my ticket? She goes, "What's the ticket number again?" And I was just like, "Hey, just like have a conversation with me."
Yeah, but you don't know how many people she's been. This scum of the earth.
Yeah, but then what's the difference with this Delta lady? I'm not giving her like 0 for that, but like hero behavior is this Delta lady who I'm like, "Hey, I lost my suitcase. It might have been my fault. I don't know." And she's like, "We're gonna find your suitcase."
I just love the, "Hey, guess who just found a suitcase full of koozies?"
Because she didn't just write it down. When she goes, "What's in the suitcase?" And I have to be, and I'm like, the most identifiable thing is like, the whole top half is full of light blue beer koozies. And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, you know." And she's like the things that go around bottles. I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah, it's merch.
Yeah, it's kind of how I pay my rent."
It's actually how I bought this plane. If you get a hold of those, I mean, that's roughly $600-700 worth of koozies. Right
I'll tip you 20% of them if we can locate them. And I actually pay her in koozies. I'm like, no, I told you I'd tip you like 10%.
It's $10, right?
It's 2.5. So that's like hero behavior. Because then when that was the identifiable thing, so the callback was like
that's fun.
Was literally a callback.
That's fun. You were just gonna bail?
I was gonna go. I had the claim filed and everything, so I was just gonna.
What'd you have on? What'd you have with you?
I had sweatpants on.
Oof.
And I did have a jacket I could wear on stage, so I'm like, I'll just go buy some jeans somewhere.
Yeah.
And I knew they were gonna find it eventually.
But you do never know. You always hear the "Oh, it fell off the plane midair. I think it's somewhere in Idaho," and you're like, "I don't know if they're gonna find it."
It never got gate checked, so it didn't have a pink slip. So that was the tough part. There was no tracking it.
That's where you would have been fucked. And you know what? If the guy's gonna gate, you can't just toss it on somewhere. I bet he was just walking up and he saw a spot and said, "Oh, perfect."
And he probably meant to tell me. Mm-hmm. And then
somebody started yelling Coca-Cola at him, and he completely forgot.
He started having to give out Biscoffs. He probably did have intent to tell me, but yeah. So that I don't know how we got there, but I don't know how did we get there.
We're talking about the lady that
you almost
stole
lost,
my luggage.
And it was gonna ruin my whole weekend. Like a lost suitcase is such a devastating feeling.
Because it's all the stuff you need. Like this is like a really whittled down version of like these are the things I need.
This is my survival kit for the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she just takes all. It's like your whole job kit. That you need everything in there.
Yep.
And then
all I have in my backpack is a camera. I'm like, great.
Okay.
So I have my camera and I have no belongings.
Camera and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Ready to make the world laugh. That's all the kid needs.
Ready to rip off 5 new about TSA pre.
I sent you that picture of all butt, no gut, right? I saw an absolute specimen TSA agent.
God, that was actually for the YouTubers. Go ahead and I'm going to throw this on there. I'm going to throw that on there.
I mean, it is an absolute classic.
Keep sending us these too. We've gotten a couple recently.
You know what? We also need Spotify Wrapped came out.
Oh yeah.
We got to say everyone. Several people sent some very nice messages.
Yes, thank you for. We feel honored that we're in your top.
Top pods.
Listens. That's. I think you might want to get help.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
You shouldn't know this much about our me and Tim.
Well, we broadcast it every week.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm de-advertising our pod.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, you're idiots for listening.
Hey, hey, why do you give a shit, idiot?
People send us messages like, "Hey, you were the top pod again for me this year," and I'm like, "Why, you fucking loser?
Find a better podcast."
Hey, talk to your kid. No, we really appreciate it. It really rules. That made me cry on a couple of those.
Very nice messages. You love seeing the top pod and people's top.
It's really cool.
Top 5. It's fun. We beat out Joe Rogan and a bunch of them.
It was also my top pod.
Suck it.
So I get it.
Joe.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Roommates-in-Law.
Yeah.
I listened to it almost exclusively.
No shit. And you're like, damn, that was hot right there, Tom.
No, I can't do it. Every time I listen to it, I go, Tom, why are you talking?
Oh, I can't stand my voice. I feel like I do like podcast voice. Is this how I always sound?
No.
No? I was like, oh no. Ooh, I just had a fat panic attack right there.
No, I think I think you always sound crazy.
Tom.
That was just like a 3 out of 10.
I know, that was, boy.
I had nothing. I was like, there's something. The math lines up here for me to roast him.
No, you always sound
like a loser.
crazy.
Anyways.
God.
I've been having fun ranting about the Spotify rap thing because I think it is so weird that the one
they gave you is just bananas.
It's crazy.
I mean, they essentially just said you're like a bad person.
You can't commit to anything.
A shapeshifter. That's how people describe like celebrities that are lizards.
Yes.
Like,
and the other ones are legitimate. You're a hunter. You like discovering new music.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, that's not bad.
That rules. The other one I read that was
time
really
traveler.
That's just you like listening to oldies.
But I don't even like listening to oldies.
Yeah, you listen to what's that one? Rambling Gambling Man, probably too much.
That one's not bad. But their logic was pretty flawed. It's like you're a time traveler because you listen to songs over and over and over.
Oh.
What does that mean? I guess they wasted their whole psychoanalysis budget on calling
they didn't
you a
have to
sociopath.
go 12 types. They only got a psychologist involved for mine.
That would be amazing if you talked to everybody and everyone's like, no, I've never heard of anybody getting that one.
Yeah, and then I look closer and in fine print it says, yeah, we're talking about you, Tom.
You, Tom. Shape-shifting bitch. That's like your invitation to the Illuminati.
I was like, someone at Spotify actually has a personal vendetta against me. I think my ex works there.
Like you dump your girlfriend and never and move right on to her best friend without any explanation. You're like, what does that have to do with my music? Hell?
Oh God!
My Spotify Wrapped was embarrassing again. I just shouldn't. That's why I never shared. It's like, this is the music I like.
Oh, I've never considered sharing mine.
It's humiliating.
Yeah. Also, like, I shouldn't be. Mine's so like folky and white.
Right.
But then Drake is always my number 1 or 2,
and it's not even close.
And that makes having Drake as your 1 or 2 worse.
Yes.
Because
you're like, you are the prototype of who would like Drake.
Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm like the douchebag at a party that like raps every word to a Drake song, and he's like, "Yeah,
do you like Drake?
Can't you tell I have like at least one black friend?" It sucks.
I mean, I was in the top 0.5% of people that listen to Drake.
I listened to like I think 60,000 minutes or something.
Mine are a lot of podcasts. Well, here's
yours is over 100,000 more than mine.
I know, but here's the thing: is I have a white noise machine that plays every night on Spotify.
Oh my God, you play my act every night on Spotify?
Let's go!
Come on, I've heard that riff 30,000 times.
So yeah, that's where that is. I get 12 hours a night more than most people.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's like me. I have Phoebe Bridgers in my top artist every year because I listen to one album when I fly because it puts me to sleep. Shout out Phoebe Bridgers.
Shout out Phoebe.
Puts me to sleep.
I don't know. Maybe mix up the genres there. You're putting everybody to sleep. Phoebes, we love you. Come on, help us out here. God damn.
Yeah, and then I had my top song was a Drake song, and then Noah Khan really took over, and
Mine was weird. I had Drake. I guess I was like, I'm not going to say my Spotify. 2 minutes later, I'm like, so my top
Might as
song.
well. Let's wrap this up with Spotify Wrapped.
Wow.
There we go.
Well, let's see what it was. It was like Drake, The Knife, Bo Burnham.
This is killer.
Who knows?
You're checking Instagram right now.
Oh, yeah, that is what I'm doing.
Unbelievable. You guys. Tim's a whatever kind of Spotify character type it is when you check Instagram instead of talking to your friend.
It's like embarrassing. Let's see. Bo
It's
Burnham,
one of
The
those.
Knife. The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. You are such a Weeknd head. Harry Styles in there.
He's got that one absolute banger.
Oh, he had a whole album that I listened to all the time.
Really? Just As It Was. Boy, that's just a song.
That song rips.
He really did something there.
I went Avett Brothers, Drake. What the hell? What in the hell?
You're looking at Twitter. That's Twitter.
Here it is. No, it's not. I would never. I went Noah Khan number 1, Drake number 2, Phoebe Bridgers number 3, Khruangbin number 4, and Avett Brothers at number 5. Khruangbin is a beautiful background music kind of band. They're a jam band, mostly instrumental, but
What do you? Is that when you're editing a clip?
I'm throwing it on in my room. I'm taking long walks. I'm throwing it on in the shower when I steam in my backyard. In our handmade steamer.
Love that.
I'm listening to it. Yeah, it's.
Is that the version of? Is that your version of like classical music? You know, people toss on
probably
some
yeah.
Bach.
I've tried doing that with jazz a lot, and I just can't commit to it. Puts me to sleep.
Jazz is tough. Jazz can really be off-putting.
Well, yeah, because it's not always background music. Because it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah,
and it's like also
that was off rhythm.
It's also it's not always like great either. Jazz is like improv, where like if it's great, it's great, but if it's not great, it's rough.
I like to say jazz is like stand-up comedy in that I have a lot of cool flow up there, and I kind of just riff. I kind of just go with the flow, and I feel it.
I mean, I think Miles Davis said only 10% are the notes, 90% is the attitude, and that's a classic jazz stand-up crossover.
I mean, could you
Tom.
think of a better way to describe my act?
No, I mean it's all attitude.
Yeah, I mean he's done no writing. And I'm up there going, it's 10% notes.
10%.
Everyone's like, do more on the notes.
Yeah, we need you to write more. Like the jacket can't be the whole thing.
Go 50-50 notes attitude. 10% jacket.
Dude, as a writing company, you're like, I don't know. I got 8 new jackets, though.
Dude, I don't like the jacket riff because it's hitting too close to home.
I know. You haven't reacted to it yet.
Yeah, I'm ignoring the jacket riff. Maybe he'll drop it. So many people have sent me that tweet that's, you don't have to worry about developing a personality. You just get a sick-ass jacket instead. I've had like 30 people send that to me, and I'm like, yeah, get it.
Yeah, all
I
right.
over-index on cool jackets.
I'm the jacket guy.
Yeah, all right. I don't love that when I post a clip about Spotify, all the comments are cool jacket.
Cool jacket.
I mean, if you look at it, it's like 80% of them.
I put a riff on there. I'm always good for a hot
You told
riff.
me to go to therapy.
Oh yeah.
God, dude, I have such a sick new jacket too. It sucks that
The jacket is heat though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it kind of it's your classic. What do they call it? An inside out jacket? No, don't tell me. It's a reversible.
Yeah.
And both reversible sides. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. We're over time here.
Let's wrap this motherfucker.
Let's Spotify wrap this guy up. Tonight I will be in Tampa through the weekend, and then Orlando the week after that. No tickets sold. No, we do have a few, but it is not. It's looking bleak in Orlando. So if someone is in Orlando, bring everyone you've met.
Everyone you've ever met. It's starting to look like Orlando don't.
Oh my God. Let's go. More like no Orlando. No Lando?
No Orlando.
No
No
Lando.
ticket.
Oh God, the Orlando Calrissian. I have nothing. That's a Star Wars reference. All right, Tim, where are you gonna be?
Oh, my big fat buns are gonna be in New York City until I might be in Detroit in 2 weeks.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna be ratting around.
Rat around. You know, you guys just. If there's one thing you take away from today, go watch Candy Coated Christmas.
Please, and send us a little note. We want to hear, because we think we found every single plot hole and misstep, but there has to be Easter eggs.
There's got to be
that
more.
we've
I'm going to
missed.
watch it again tonight.
I mean, the writing is just so atrocious. There has to be some dog shit we missed.
Please send us your thoughts on Candy Coated Christmas. We love you guys. Bye.
He married my sister, now we're living together. We're